Hello, my name is Peter. I'm one of the brickwork lecturers at Malton College, and I just wanted to share with you this simple spreadsheet that may be useful when you're planning provision for September. This spreadsheet allows you to timetable up to 12 courses over the full week, Monday through to Friday, as you can see there, and starting from 9 o'clock through till sessions running in the evening. Most of this front sheet that you're looking at is locked. It just captures the data from the remaining worksheets and transfers it, and will identify where we have clashes in either staff availability or rooms. One thing I can put on here is just reference the curriculum area that this fictitious timetable would cover, and I'm going to stick with my comfort zone and type in brickwork. Okay, fortunately I don't have to do timetables, that's a real blessing. If we now look at the individual sheets, there are 12 timetables in here. They all look the same, and as you can see, they're split into hour and 15-minute sessions. If you need to change these to hour and a half, so 2 hours, these aren't locked. You can just delete and type in the breakdown of hours as you will. You'll also notice the anomaly of 12 till 1 and 12:30 till 1:30, that overlap session. It's clearly to allow for staggered lunches, if that's something that happens in your area. So if you type in a session in 12 till 1, the learners then won't be attending anything in 12:30 till 1:30. Their lunch would be from 1 o'clock to 1:45. Hope that makes sense. So what we need to look at is how we're going to enter some of the detail. And all we're going to do is we're going to use the key here. I've just copied and pasted it down to the right hand side of this screen. And it's also at the back of the document, so it only needs to be amended once. And if I go to the key, what you'll be able to see is this lists the activities. You can change any of these, so if practical is not something that happens, or not a word that you would regularly use, you can change these. So if you type in 1, workshop will now come up in all the relevant boxes, and so on. I'm just going to leave it at practical, if that's okay. And the same, if I wanted to change PJR to Brian Moore. Okay, so, and again, whether I put the full name in, just the first and a surname initial, or vice versa, again, it's completely flexible, but just put in corresponding letters. I'm just going to go back to how it was. So we can change the grids here. One thing I would suggest is that you leave in the NS for not staffed. It's a useful little key for independent or directed study when you're planning a session, but learners are going to be working on their own. And number 12 and N are the default positions. So when you're looking at all of those noughts within the timetable as received, that's what's in there, 12 and 0. So if you want to just take things back to nothing's timetabled as is, you can see all of the noughts here and in each of these 12s and noughts. So on the key, just feel free to amend what you need to amend to recognise your own staffing makeup and the terminology that you and your learners will understand for activities. Okay, so let's go into an individual timetable. We know we're working on an hour and 15-minute sessions within this particular timetable and the overlap session to allow for the staggered lunch. But let's also assume that maths and English has been predetermined, the slots have been booked. We know when specific learners are going to have to attend. So I'm looking at a course, and this course, I'm just going to make something up, will be Malton Brickwork Full-Time Level 1 Group A. There might be a Group A and a Group B. My managers will obviously have the correct detail to put in there. What that's done, that group ID, whatever it is you put in there, has now gone into the top of the column here. This is the column that I'm going to be working on. I'm also going to assume that maths has been booked for Monday and Wednesday afternoons as English. And if we look at the key, so 5 is maths, 6 is English, and we'll do the same 5 and 6. Okay, so we've now got our maths and English sessions in there, and I'm not going to concern myself too much with who is teaching those because I don't know. So I'm just going to put in, following the key, A01, A02, and do the same down here. You'll notice I'm just going into the white boxes, A01 and A02. Okay, so that's my maths and English session. Now, obviously, what you'll be doing is wrapping the rest of your provision around those with, if it was bricklayers, that if it was the same as last year, they came in for 3 full days, 2 of which included the maths and the English. So let me just make an assumption. I have to timetable this, and I'm just going to focus in on these 2 days for now, and then you'll see how the rest works. So first thing on a Monday morning, they're going to do practical. So I'm putting in 1 in the subject row, 1 in the subject row. They're then going to have a tutorial, and that's a 3. Okay, and in that practical, Gladstone will teach, Gladstone, and I will do the tutorial. Okay, and we have that timetable. Now, if I look at the Wednesday morning, they're going to do a theory, they're going to do a theory, and then they're having their early lunch, and then they're going to do a pastoral, which would be number 4. Okay, and Steve Bunker, Phil is going to teach that, and Claire is going to teach the pastoral. So as you can see, we start to build up the timetable. I'm now going to look at rooms 101. My tutorial is going to be in B23. The maths and English is various. Learners will go to their relevant session, whether that be functional skills or GCSE. Theory is in B23. Phil's going to be in B24, and Claire is also in B24. Various and various. So I've timetabled 2 out of the 3 days. There's another day to go in somewhere. But what does that look like now as I move out of there? So if I go into the staff overview, what I can see now is those sessions are in on my timetable. Oh, 12 till 1. I've got an error there. 12 till 1. I've obviously put something in wrong. 12 till 1. Yeah, that should be N. Okay, so just take it back to its default position, and now you can see the timetable running through there. They're all in green, which means that's acceptable and there's no clashes. Of course, there's no clashes, there's no other groups booked in. But if I was to now go into course 2, and this is Molten, Brickwork, Full-Time, Level 2A, and their maths and English 5 and 6, and is 5 and 6 on a Thursday. Okay, I know that's A01, A02, various and various. A02, sorry, not A02. Okay, I'm then going to put in a tutorial. So they're coming in, they're then going to have a tutorial, which is a 3. And I'll deliver that. And I'll do that in B24. Okay. They're then going to have lunch. They're then going to do practical 1, 1. With Gladstone in room 101, 101. Okay, so that's Monday. Let's just go back into the staff box and look at how that comes out. Right, so what we can see is Gladstone's teaching first thing, and the other learners are going for English and Maths. Everything is green apart from 12 till 1. Okay, Peter, me, I'm actually booked in twice in the same room. Now that could happen in any of these sessions, these corresponding sessions, 12 to 1 on this Monday. So clearly that's not gone green. I need to change something. So if I go back into that and think, okay, well Peter can't be in 2 places doing 2 groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to Steve, or move it somewhere else so Peter can still do it. That's changed. I'm now back into having a timetable that works. Okay, it's gone green again. No white spaces on the classes that have actually been timetabled. I would carry on working throughout the groups. Everything that goes green, great. Everything that doesn't, you've a clash and you'll want to correct. If you need more than 12 courses within the spreadsheet, just shout out and we will add some more in. And I hope you found this useful, and I hope it's helpful to you. Okay, good luck. Bye.